5 are the main colors that distinguish fruits and vegetables, forming a real rainbow of different shades. Rich in vitamins, minerals, dietary fiber, and antioxidants, fruits and vegetables provide numerous health benefits. However, during the entire journey that brings these foods to our tables, they can be exposed to various chemical treatments aimed at protecting them from parasites and diseases, as well as promoting growth and improving the quality of the fruit. This practice, although often necessary to ensure a higher yield and longer shelf life, can leave residues of pesticides, fertilizers, and other chemicals, which end up accumulating in the final product. In this video, we will see together the ranking of the most contaminated fruits of 2024, nicknamed the Dirty Dozen. That is, those that tend to contain higher levels of substances potentially harmful to health. Every year, a rotating list of domestic and imported produce is tested by the Food and Drug Administration and the U.S. Department of Agriculture. While the former simply remove dirt from fruit and vegetables, the latter wash, peel, and rub them as consumers would. They are then analyzed and tested for more than 250 different pesticides, and the results are published online. A total of 47,510 samples of non-organic produce were tested for 254 pesticides, including 209 on the foods we will see in this video. 5th place and 3rd place. With its sweet and juicy pulp, peaches are among the most popular summer fruits, perfect for cooling off on the hottest days. They are the fruit of the peach tree, a tree native to China and belonging to the Rosaceae family, capable of reaching an average height of 5 to 6 meters. Nectarines, for example, are a variety of peach, characterized by yellow or white pulp and smooth skin. However, despite their notable beneficial properties, such as their vitamin and antioxidant content, nectarines are ranked 5th in the list of fruits with the highest pesticide content. In 3rd place, however, is one of its closest relatives, traditional peaches. From the analysis of the tests carried out by the Department of Agriculture, it was found that over 65% of the peaches analyzed had residues of 4 or more pesticides. Among these were fungicides, used to control mold, especially in the late growth period of the fruit or immediately after harvest, to prevent the fruit from deteriorating. The fungicide fludioxonil in particular was found in almost 90% of the peach samples. Recent laboratory research suggests that this chemical could damage fetal development, cause changes in immune system cells, and disrupt hormonal activity. In 40% of the peach samples, propiconazole was also found, a fungicide considered toxic to the liver and harmful to the male reproductive system. In addition, traces of insecticides have also been found in peaches, natural or synthetic compounds, capable of killing phytophagous insects, but also of damaging the nervous system of wildlife and humans in the long term. This is because they can have an adverse effect on the development of neurons and brain structures, associated with functions such as learning and memory. 4th place. With its brownish-gray bark and white or pink flowers, the pear tree is a very long-lived fruit tree, from which different varieties of pears are obtained. From the classic yellow-green to the red ones, there are over 5,000 varieties of pears spread throughout the world. Appreciated for their dietary fiber content, which promotes intestinal health, and for their ability to lower blood sugar levels, pears, unfortunately, find themselves at the top of the ranking of the most contaminated fruits, earning 4th place. Since 2010, the number and concentration of pesticides on pears have increased dramatically, doubling the levels found. Analysis conducted by the Department of Agriculture found that 6 out of 10 non-organic pears had traces of 5 or more pesticides. 95% of samples had at least one pesticide. 89% had 2 or more, while 70% had 4 or more. The majority of pesticides found in pears were fungicides and insecticides, with the highest concentrations of pyrimethamine and fludioxonil used to protect the fruit from the growth of pathogenic fungi and to prevent them from deteriorating during storage. 2nd place. Covered by a skin whose color varies from golden yellow to green and from black purple to red, grapes are the fruit of the vine, a climbing shrub grown mainly for the production of wine. with a soft pulp and a sweet flavor. Grapes are rich in vitamins A, B, and C, and mineral salts, especially potassium, and in smaller quantities of manganese, copper, phosphorus, and iron. Table grapes are ranked second among fruits with the highest pesticide content. This is because they often require the use of fungicides and insecticides, as the vines are particularly susceptible to fungal diseases, such as powdery mildew and downy mildew, and parasitic infections, such as the grapevine moth and leafhopper. Table grapes, with and without seeds, are now present in the fruit and vegetable section of supermarkets all year round, as they are imported and exported from all over the world, depending on the season. A study conducted by the Office of Chemical and Veterinary Examinations in Stuttgart examined 64 samples of table grapes. The results revealed that those from countries outside the European Union contained on average 3 times more pesticides than those of European origin. Conventionally grown table grapes were found to contain an average of 8 different pesticides, with levels exceeding the maximum limits established by law in 15% of the samples analyzed. In contrast, organic table grapes did not detect any pesticide residues, confirming their health and environmental benefits. First place. Bright red in color and with a sweet and intense flavor, the strawberry is the false fruit of plants of the Fragaria genus, to which many different species belong. Rich in powerful natural antioxidants, vitamin C, and minerals such as potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, and calcium, strawberries are at the top of the list of fruits most contaminated with pesticides. 99% of the samples examined had detectable residues of at least one pesticide, while 30% contained 10 or more. Some of these pesticides have been linked to damage to the reproductive system and development, hormonal imbalances, neurological problems, and an increased risk of cancer. The first position of strawberries among the most contaminated fruits lies first of all in the absence of a peel that can protect the internal pulp, thus exposing the fruit to the direct absorption of pesticides used during cultivation. Secondly, strawberries have a porous surface that facilitates the accumulation of pesticide residues, making it more difficult to remove with a simple wash. To complete the ranking of fruits with the most pesticides, we find in 6th place apples, in 7th cherries, and in 8th blueberries. In conclusion, we have seen how the increasing use of pesticides and other chemical substances ends up contaminating the fruits and vegetables that then arrives on our tables. Although 75% of the products examined had pesticide levels below the limits imposed by government regulations, it is worth asking questions about the safety of these limits and the potential risks to human health that can arise from continuous exposure. The presence of so many different pesticides in food is alarming, and the lack of data on how these substances interact with each other in the body fuels consumer concerns. This phenomenon, known as the cocktail effect, could increase the overall toxicity of pesticides compared to that of each substance taken alone. This does not mean that we should avoid eating fruits and vegetables, which we remember are extremely important for our health. In fact, it is essential to continue to consume them regularly for the numerous benefits they bring to our body, but it is equally important to be aware of the potential risks associated with pesticides and try to reduce them as much as possible. According to the National Pesticide Information Center, it is important to wash and scrub fruits under running water instead of soaking them to remove most pesticides. It is also important to dry the produce with a clean cloth or paper towel to further reduce any bacteria that may be present. It is important to remember, however, that there is no 100% effective washing method to remove all pesticide residues. Some of these, in fact, stick to the peels or the wax coating that is used on some products, while other pesticides are absorbed directly by the root system of the plant and penetrate the pulp of the fruit, preventing them from being eliminated. To reduce exposure to pesticides and other chemicals, it is advisable to buy organic fruit and vegetables, where significantly lower levels have been recorded. The only disadvantage is the price. Organic products cost more than normal production, as they require more labor, and therefore higher production costs. It is also important to carefully read the label of the fruit we buy, paying attention to the information relating to the country of origin and organic certification.